Flakes wants to get back into ones, I think. Alright, yeah, Flakes and Sharrieff are down to play each other. Let's go for that. Let's go for some cross region here. Let's mix it up a little bit. Because yeah, I did ask Sharrieff if he wanted to play earlier, and he said yes. We'll do 2 matches on EU, then switch. EU it is. Sharrieff taking on Flakes on his own turf. Right after Flakes has got done with a very close series against Sharrieff. I'm calling a 2-0 for Flakes in the first 2 games here. Then I think Sharrieff has a chance to get involved, but it's going to be so hard to beat Flakes on EU for Sharrieff. Mad props to Sharrieff on his comeback match to be willing to take on Flakes. I believe that is just tab in ping. Yeah, that's just tab in ping. He's fine. He's getting pretty normal US East to EU ping here. Had this been Flakes' comeback match to stream, because I think both of these guys have actually taken as pretty much as long of a break from playing on stream as the other have. Yeah, if this was also Flakes' comeback match, then I think Sharrieff would have a bigger chance, but Flakes is warmed up. He just got done playing Jarias. He didn't win, but he almost reverse swept Jarias. Well, I say almost. He won 2 games in a row. We'll give him that. Then Jarias closed it out. Oh, that's off the bar. Is that going to go in? Surely. Pre-flip from Flakes, or from Sharrieff rather. Flakes buries it. That's not a bad try there from Sharrieff. To be honest, it didn't look like he would have time. He nearly got there. Hey, Chucknut, thanks to the 13 months and a tier 3. We've actually got a couple of tier 3s here. That's really kind of you guys. Oh my goodness, Chucknuts, you got 10 tier 3s at the moment. That is pretty ridiculous. Welcome back, dude. Also, Mr. Cool with another one. Really appreciate that as well, dude. Now, I'll repeat one more time. I did say this earlier on in the stream, but I'll say it again. And that is that, yeah, I will not be doing any tier 3s today. I think we're going to finish off this stream with this series because I've been feeling pretty jet lagged and yawning, and I don't think I'll be able to give a proper focused tier 3 review today in my current state. So yeah, I just got back from Canada yesterday morning, and I arrived at 6 AM and slept all day, so I am not feeling 100%. But we'll get back into those tomorrow, hopefully. Yeah, appreciate all the subs again. Thanks to Snowis27 for the 14-month tier 1. Gavelev, welcome back for 30-month tier 1. And Sir Novex for the prime. And there's a double touch by Flakes. Just after Sharrieff got the equalizer, he has to contend with stuff like this. Very nicely done by Flakes. He saw that Sharrieff was coming in for an early challenge, so he made sure to go as early as possible himself off the back wall. Now, if you know Sharrieff and how he likes to play against, things like ceiling shots, air dribbles, anything in the air pretty much, Sharrieff loves to get into position to challenge as early as he can. I don't know if Flakes is aware of that, but he could have just picked up on it there, because that's what Sharrieff tried to do. Flakes already by default had to counter, so that could be a way that Flakes generates more goals, certainly more chances on net. Hey, Mallow23JC, thanks for the year of Twitch Prime subbing, dude. Welcome back. Sharrieff.
Thanks for caring about
tight angle open net. It has gone wide.
HD ball joyful video, but when done I will send you a link.
Hey, Geekman, thanks for the 30 months prime. No worries, dude. Welcome back. Close match here to open the series. Sharrieff is certainly not the most conventional in 1v1 style, at least historically. And it seems that since he's come back from his break from Rocket League, he is playing quite similarly to how he used to. Flakes has got the edge here, and he'll continue to advance towards the goal. Pretty tight and closely played situation from both, but Sharrieff too slow in the turn. Flakes with a punish. Craigster1991, welcome back for 10 months to Twitch Prime, dude. Really appreciate that. Looking forward to seeing what Sharrieff can do as the series progresses. As you all know, if you've been following this guy's 1v1 career, he is pretty explosive when he gets going, and I don't think even a player like Flakes can keep him back when he's, in full-on top gear, absolutely feeling like mode. I don't know how anybody stops a player like Sharrieff in that zone, but he's not been able to find that just yet. This is looking more like it, though. Look at that from Sharrieff. Talk about mixing up your approach and keeping your opponent on the wrong foot. Something like this will certainly do the trick. He's got a little turtle slide, pop. Why not throw a power slide in there for an extended duration as well? Still Flakes up by 2 goals. How did I like poutines? I actually didn't try any while I was in Canada. But from what I've heard, they're overrated. I'm not sure if you guys in chat would agree with that statement. But they certainly don't look like much. I'm just going to, let you guys know about my initial opinion. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. You watch your mouth. Listen, boys. You're going to have disagreements on culinary preferences, if you can even call it that. But what is a poutine? It's just like potatoes or something. I don't know. Yeah, just like fries covered in gravy, right? Am I right? Is poutine just fries covered in gravy and cheese? If we get a 1, if that is an accurate description, because I believe that is what it is. Chips, cheese, and gravy. See, listen, guys. Can we just pause the Sharrieff vs. Flakes for a moment? Casting. So I can explain to you that chips, well, aka fries, you guys would call them fries, I guess. I would call them chips. Chips, cheese, and gravy is nothing special. The only people who eat chips, cheese, and gravy in the UK are people who have been partying till 3 in the morning, and then they get completely blasted and they want to get some food, and all of their judgment has gone out of the window. What do you get? You get chips, cheese, and gravy. You get kebab. That's the kind of food, or that's the kind of people who would go for chips, cheese, and gravy. In Canada, that might not be the case. Maybe it's a much more, everyday kind of thing. That's fine, but don't come and tell me that I need to try it. Chips, cheese, and gravy, because it's the next best thing. I've tried it. It's nothing special in the UK, at least. It's just we don't call it poutine. We just call it a chippy. I don't know. I feel like there was some really good food in Canada. We went to Japanese barbecue. That was amazing. Got sushi and steak at another Japanese restaurant. That was also amazing. There was an American grill near the hotel. We had pretty good food there. I was impressed by those places. But yeah, poutine, I don't know. It doesn't sound that great.
Poutine is a dish that includes French fries and cheese curds topped with brown gravy.
Yes, that's right.
It originated in the Canadian province of Quebec
the French bit, yeah.
in the late 1950s in the Centre du Québécois.
How did that come from the French bit? It sounds like a British thing.
With Quebec cuisine, and it's love delicious. Wikipedia.
Wikipedia. I bet that last bit was from Wikipedia. I don't know how that's come out of the French thing. I thought the French had good food. Apparently the French Canadians just made chips, cheese, and gravy, and they're like, you guys need to check this out. I can't believe that. People who are not completely drunk or students trying to save money actually eat that. Man, you learn something new every day.
Job with Manscaped Tourney.
Hey, thanks, dude.
All the mind games summed up my entire Rocket League. Cheers, mate.
Yeah, so many people thought I was trying to confuse people into thinking that all the misses and the fakes, all the misses and whiffs were actually mind games and fakes. Guys, come on, I'm not trying to fool anybody. It's just a meme. Don't worry about it. CellyRL, thanks for 8 months Prime. Also part-time Misanthropy, thanks for the 4-month Prime. Octavius RL with the 14-month Prime, welcome back. So game 1 going to the player who I expected it to go to. However, Sharrieff kept that a lot more competitive than I thought he would, and that's not in disrespect to Sharrieff at all. I just think that with Flakes coming into this matchup, warmed up and on his home server, I don't really see how Sharrieff is going to be able to take a game off him. But we do switch to US East after game 2, so we'll have to wait and see if he can turn this one around. Where have I been in Canada? Only Montreal, that's all. And I was only there for DreamHack Montreal, so I didn't go see anything touristy or anything like that. Talking about the server mismatch here, if Sharrieff can take this game, suddenly we've got a very interesting series, because he can afford to actually lose one on US East and still win in the series overall. I don't think Flakes is going to let him do that, especially if he can avoid 50-50s with brilliant touches like this. But we'll have to wait and see. Can Sharrieff shake it up here? How do I prep for major casting like DreamHack? Personally, I don't rely too much on notes when I'm casting. I never use notes. I just cast off the top of my head. I'll sometimes have the bracket open in front of me so I can see the results if I need to that teams have had up until a certain point of the tournament that I happen to be casting in. I'll sometimes have previous tournaments or recent tournaments, recent team records on a screen in front of me, but all of that I'll just kind of grab it as I need it, because until you go to DreamHack, you're not sure what matchups and what teams you're going to be commentating. So, you know, prepping something for every team would take too long for it to be worthwhile. I just try to, you know, keep my knowledge of the threes scene as good as possible at all times, so that if I have to cast any team, I'll be able to bring information to the audience that they perhaps aren't aware of. Apart from that, I just cast a lot on my stream. Like, I think most of my casting improvement has come from casting lands, obviously, that I've done, but also from casting every week on my stream, which is something I don't think many other Rocket League casters do, but I would absolutely recommend it. If you want to get better at casting, just cast on your stream or your YouTube, or record yourself casting. See how it sounds. Now, that's a nice goal by Flakes.
Now that's what I call
absolutely styling on him. Talk about the difference between fish and chips and poutine. That is definitely quality content, Hallie. Thanks for the 13-month tier 1. Sally Royale, thanks for gifting us up to Akio8919. Great save by Flakes. Now Sharrieff with a great recovery as well. Almost gets the ball around him into a scoring position. Sharrieff still putting some real pressure on Flakes, but has Flakes figured him out? Because that was a hard read. Sharrieff looking to sneak in behind the ball. See, on his approach, first thing he did is he tried to go immediately behind the ball and surprise Flakes by appearing from behind it. The mistake was that Flakes had bounced the ball. He could see underneath it, so Sharrieff really not surprising anybody there. No boost steal in the back corner. Sharrieff will loop back around though, and he's got Flakes boost starved. Flakes didn't have time to grab the corner one either. He's absorbed a 50-50 well, but Flakes sticking with this one. Aerial shot from Sharrieff. Look at the pressure. Whereas other players would go for corner boost steals, Sharrieff focusing on the main objective. Pressure. Keep Flakes on completely low boost, and eventually you'll get your goal. Because, you know, if Sharrieff did go for corner boost there, he wouldn't have had as intuitive of an angle or as dangerous of an angle to attack with. So I actually love that play by Sharrieff. Again, not prioritizing boost here. He is playing the ball. It's got to be a little bit surprising for Flakes, who would absolutely expect people to be going for more priority on boost in many of these situations. It looks like Flakes has got him red once again, and he's 2 goals ahead once again. As Sharrieff's touch not hitting a curve, just going straight down into the ground. That's not where he wanted it to go. Hiroshi, thanks for 250 bits, dude. You missed my nose. Well, sorry that I can't put the webcam on today. It's broken for some reason. I'll see if I can get it fixed after the stream is over. Maybe you'll be able to see my nose after that. But hey, welcome back, dude. Hope you're having a good one. Early flick by Sharrieff. No double jump pop, though. A lot of respect being shown to Flakes' defensive capabilities for a good reason. Flakes really revolutionizing the 1v1 defense meta, showing us that it is actually viable to sit in your net for 5 minutes and counter-attack, even in modern day 1v1. But that's not all Flakes brings to the table. He's got very expansive repertoire in offense and a deep knowledge of 1v1 positions, and he's starting to show that here. Just as Sharrieff turns to challenge, Flakes knocks it past him. When you watch pros play, you feel like you could do that, but when you play, you miss open nets. Is that only you? No, it's not only you, I'm sure. Lots of people will have that problem. You know, pros and pretty much anybody playing Rocket League, when you're watching them play, it doesn't look that hard. This is the same reason why lots of content creators get made fun of for being bad at the game, quote unquote. It's because when you watch a content creator playing, or anybody play Rocket League, you're just not impressed by what they're doing. You're thinking, I could do that. Yeah, this guy sucks. He's what, champ 3, grand champ. How is he that rank? I'm diamond 3 and I can do all these things. Or I'm plat and I can do this. Even I'm gold. I've seen people say that I'm in gold and I can do all the things that, you know, insert content creator's name here can do. It's because when you're watching, it seems a lot easier compared to when you're actually playing the game. And you realize that, well, maybe you don't, but you should realize that things are actually a lot harder to execute than you first thought. Some people are completely delusional, though. They firmly believe that the only reason they are low rating is because their teammates suck. And that recovery from Sharrieff was a very slippery and clean one, but it does not result in a goal. And as a result, Flakes is looking to close out this EU portion of the series with an expected 2-0 lead. Remember, it was Sharrieff who wanted to start on EU. Maybe trying to surprise Flakes with a play style that he's not used to. Maybe sneak a game win before the switch. Although Sharrieff has kept these games competitive, Flakes is looking very comfortable. And unlike his last series on stream just moments ago, starts off 2-0 ahead rather than 2-0 down. And True, thanks for 30 months, man. Welcome back. Really appreciate that. And yeah, I don't know. I would stick with what I said earlier. I'll be impressed if Sharrieff can take a game here, because he is on his comeback match after a big break on stream. From stream, rather. And he's up against Flakes, who is a monster. And Flakes has a pretty good record against NA players. In the 4, he beat First Killer, and before that, Kronovi. I think only losing one game between both those series, and it was to First Killer. So let's switch this one over to US East. Where is RLCS's Nate being held? I have no idea. And if I did know, I wouldn't be able to tell you probably, but I actually don't know. So, no idea. Hopefully Europe, because the last 2 were in North America. And it would be nice to have a European LAN again. Selfishly, of course, I do think that. But also, I think it would be in the best... it would be the best situation for the Rocket League community, of course. Okay, let's see what Sharrieff can do. This is a promising start. He's got Flakes all over the place. And he opens his scoring with a pretty sick mind game, actually. Very nicely done. Sharrieff always as creative as possible in his offensive approach. And he's got a couple of strong kickoffs here. That's 2-0. Just like that. Flakes is up against it. You want me to commentate on more high-tier tournaments? You're referring to DreamHack Montreal this weekend? Hopefully you guys enjoyed the casting from me and Shogun. Well, from everybody, but of course I was casting with Shogun all weekend. So yeah, hopefully you guys aren't getting sick of it, because we've done a lot of casting together. And I very much still enjoy casting with him. Always feel like we synergize pretty well, even though the only casting we've done this year has been those DreamHack events. We've not done any other events in between, nor have we practiced at all. But I never feel like we, from my perspective, I don't feel like we have to, because Shogun, I just like read him well. Like I know when he's wanting to talk, I know when he wants me to talk, I know like what he's gonna say, how he's like, how I can make what he says sound better, vice versa. You and Shogun are the dream team. Thanks, man. You and Shogun make RL more enjoyable to watch. You and Shogun are my favorite cast to do it. Wow, you guys are just all far too kind. I appreciate that. Now there's Flakes 2-2. Some composed offense. Nice shot from Sharrieff. It's a great touch by Flakes. Yeah, I think it's possible for the peeps to continue going forward. It's going to be really tough. I mean, no one's really been able to keep up with the big 3 in North America recently, but who knows? The peeps had a pretty crazy run there. Good speed by Flakes. A little bit too high though, and now both players pretty low on boost, but Flakes is the lower of the 2, and that means Sharrieff has an open net. So this is not going to be an easy game for Flakes, there's no doubt. Sharrieff's been able to keep up with him in speed, of course. That's not too surprising, because Sharrieff always a very speedy player. But the aspect of the game that I'm most impressed with Sharrieff today is his positional game. So I was wondering if Flakes would just be able to dismantle him positionally. And that really has not been the case, because Sharrieff has had some great pressure on the ball at times where I would have expected him to back down and just give Flakes the ball for free. Which is a misplay, by the way, but a really difficult misplay to avoid, because Flakes is always so good at spacing and keeping himself relevant. Now he has his dodge here. Here comes the backflip, and it's point blank from Sharrieff to save, and he will. And there, nice recovery from Sharrieff again. He's got the open net, but it's a tough one. It's bounced awkwardly, and he won't be able to put that in. Flakes is there at the near post to keep it out. Still, Sharrieff has had success from this position in the past. He knows Flakes is boost starved. Flakes actually stopping on the back corner to let it spawn underneath him. They can't stop Sharrieff from getting a reset of his own. That's a pretty good first touch by Sharrieff, but it runs away from him. He knew he needed to get one there, but the ball would not go fast enough. But look from Flakes, way in his own half. Still able to get the ball past Sharrieff. And not only that, get his car past Sharrieff safely. 4-3. Really nicely done by Flakes. What's the team that shocked you from his performance at DreamHack? Oh, it's got to be the Peeps, of course. How on earth have they won that tournament? Bad. Who underperformed, in my opinion? Maybe... I'm not too... I mean, Barcelona underperformed. Like, I didn't expect them to do incredibly well. I think I predicted them to be eliminated in day 2, if I'm not mistaken, so they definitely did worse than I thought. I thought TSM would do better, of course. So yeah, definitely them as well. There was one other team that I was surprised to see out so early. I've forgotten who it was. It was some EU team. Probably just those two. They're, I guess, the biggest surprises. And you know, Lotus for South America, really amazing performance from them to beat Rogue. That's crazy. I you know, really rate the South American teams on LAN. I didn't think that they could do it for some reason. It's such a crazy idea to have the arguably fourth best team, one of the top 4 teams in South America, beating Rogue, who have up until now been a pretty clear fourth best in NA. So that would be a big win for me. Right, Sharrieff does equalize, and that's really careless by Flakes. I'm not sure why he's dodged away from the ball there. Must have been feeling threatened. Must have felt like a Sharrieff challenge was imminent. As we could see, it was not. Sharrieff actually sticking around for this one. He doesn't have any boost left over, so he'll have to go to the midfield. Flakes still sticking very close to the ball on these 50-50s. He doesn't want to give Sharrieff any space to surprise him with. With a minute to go, Sharrieff is still level with Flakes. I don't know how many people expected that, even though Flakes is now on his away server. We've seen him beat Kernovi and First Killer on his away server before. And coming into this match, he was looking pretty good against Arias. That's a 1-0, or 1 goal rather, lead for Sharrieff. Wow. That is surprising. How about that? Can he keep a hold of this though? Flakes is going to be piling on the pressure. And already here it comes. Wave dash from Flakes. He's ran wide of the target, but the boost steal comes in. He's going to try and box Sharrieff into his own end. Another boost steal for Flakes. Sharrieff must be desperate to pick up a few pads. He's completely starved as he jumps off the wall. That one's not coming back anytime soon. Sharrieff has to stick with this one. He's done well. Can he hold on for 20 seconds? You know, I'm half surprised not to see Sharrieff going up for that rebound. So many times in the past I've seen him jumping up for crazy rebounds with low boosts. But he keeps his discipline intact for the time being. Boost grab in the midfield for Sharrieff. 20 for Flakes. Is he going to get a shot opportunity? I don't think he is. Sharrieff with 1 game. We've got a series here, guys. So the next 2 matches will be on US East as, you know, result of us starting this series on EU. Let's see if Sharrieff can keep this up. Lenny saying the announcement video for Intel had Shogun in the announcement. Really? What? Was it just a Shogun casting in the announcement? Or was it actually an announcement that Shogun is casting that event? I don't know anything about the Intel event, so I'm genuinely curious. That's hype either way. Very, very interesting. Right, Flakes sends Sharrieff's first stealing shot back with interest. Surely he's got the opening goal here, but not without a mind game. Purely style for Flakes. He could have put this in way before Sharrieff arrived, but he's decided to mind game him on a 0-0 scoreline. They used this as Rocket League soundbite. Oh, okay. I mean, that is the most famous clip in the entire history of Rocket League, so it's not that crazy. But still, really cool to hear them using that, since they need to use something. Couldn't have picked a much better clip. 2-0 though. Flakes reads Sharrieff's early challenge. puts another one over his head. This is the biggest test now for Sharrieff. The last game, he was always ahead or even with Flakes, if I'm not mistaken. Well, now Flakes has given him something to think about. Open net for Sharrieff. Air roll puts it on target. And if you're wondering why is Sharrieff air rolling here on an open net, it's because he doesn't want to waste any time. He can get the ball moving faster and just guarantee the angle on it with a subtle air roll on the ball. I remember I was actually reading the thread about, you know, people were memeing around about me calling whiffs mind games in the Manscaped 10K, which I did, of course. It was jokes, don't worry. But there are people calling out other stuff that I apparently do. Somebody was like, yeah, he calls every shot an air roll shot. I'm like, no, I only call it an air roll shot. I only bring up the fact that he's air rolled if it's actually relevant, like it very often is. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh, Sharrieff. Oh dear. That is not what he wanted to do. Quite a long time to calculate where the ball was going there, and he somehow managed to just boop it into his own net. So in a matchup where Flakes is already leading, that is not ideal for Sharrieff. He's given him a completely free goal. We're only a minute into game number 4. But is this the end for Sharrieff? We know how difficult it is to come back against Flakes when he does start to control a game. In fact, I'm pretty sure that Sharrieff wasn't able to come back against Flakes for either of the matchups that Flakes took leads in. Final match, an ace match of that series, did go to Sharrieff, but he led it from the start. He never had to come back in it. Okay, bad takeoff by Sharrieff. Certainly feeling the pressure here. And look at Flakes. He's doing what he does best. Just sitting in his goal, looking at the ball, and now he's actually going to go out the sidewall. He's feeling confident. Is he going to get punished for this, or is it going to be another goal for himself? Well, it's not going to be a goal. Let's see if Sharrieff can convert on the counter. Not quite by looks of things. Too slow. I do wonder why he decided to ball carry there and not just push the ball into the net. But interesting to see Flakes trying to style on Sharrieff here. Probably angry that he lost a game in this matchup. He's already lost one series on stream today. Doesn't want to lose another one. Wants to get the job done before another game 5, because we all know anything can happen in a game 5. Flakes already lost one of them today. And now, chance for Sharrieff to steady the ship. He's not conceded in a while, and he's got the ball under control. That's a beautiful flick, but it's all started inside his own half. Sharrieff wrong foots Flakes, and there's really no way that Flakes can defend the entire net from there. Hey, Shrubkilla RL, thanks for the 4-month prime. Brilliant name. And appreciate the resub, dude. Lots of boost for Sharrieff. He'll no doubt be able to take control of this ball. First touch is not what he wanted though. Should have been more on target, but I'll tell you what, he's salvaged the play pretty well, because now Flakes has only got a 1-goal lead. Way overhit on the first touch, but then Flakes, not expecting Sharrieff to just cut directly in field towards the goal, has got caught out of position, and this might actually be a tie game. 3-goal lead turned into nothing by the man who you never want to count out. It doesn't matter how many goals you've got lead on him. You have to be careful, because Sharrieff knows how to put many goals into your net in a very short time. Now we're all even with just over 2 minutes remaining. Why no face cam today? It's because the face cam is broken. I'm not sure what's wrong with it. I'll try and fix it after this stream. But look at this, guys. Sharrieff, once again, instant challenge. No hesitation on the sidewall. And somehow, he has swung himself into a winning position, wasting absolutely no time whatsoever. And yeah, Flakes did lose the game. This is US East server. We started off on EU server. Flakes 1-2. And usually the way that I conduct my cross-server matchups is to give one player their home server for 2 games, and then we switch for the final 3 games to the other one. Because of course, if you come in with if you win both your home games initially, it's much harder for the opponent to reverse sweep you than it would be for to start off with 3 games in one server. Obviously, you're just supposed to win all 3 of them. That would hardly be fair in a best of 5. How about this, guys? 7-4. That is 6 goals in a row for Sharrieff. And some of them have been straight up outplays. There have been elements of Flakes trying a bit too much, think the ceiling shot when he perhaps had an open net. He was 4-1 ahead and he had an option to just roll the ball in. He tried to ceiling shot. Did not work out. That was definitely careless. That was unforced. But the other plays after that, it's just been Sharrieff popping off. Flakes wasn't ready for him. Now here comes Flakes once again. He's going to try and score the shot he missed earlier, and it's not going to work out once again. Sharrieff saving the aerial plays. Hey, Half Chainsaw, thanks for 1,000 bits. Stopping by from YouTube to say thanks. I appreciate that, dude. And thanks to everybody else as well who swings by my Twitch stream from YouTube just to say hi. I very much appreciate all of you. Hope you continue to enjoy the YouTube content. Alright, 2-goal game now. Sharrieff has to be super careful. Flakes has brought his goal spree to an end. And now there's still 1 minute left in the game. Flakes, little fake jump there to back up Sharrieff. Flakes actually has a lot of boost. I don't know if Sharrieff is aware of this. But with a heavy touch like that, it won't matter. Sharrieff gets there first. He's staying on the ball. Aerial shot by Flakes. That's one more goal. And he just needs another to be all tied up. Sharrieff did not realize the ball was going to bounce that far. And Flakes on the quick turn was able to get plenty power to put the ball over Sharrieff's head. Let's see now if Sharrieff has the focus that he requires. Well, that is a good sign. I'm going to say if he can focus up and close out the game. Sharrieff's never really been one for holding on to a goal lead. Yeah, I thought I'd frustrate those people who think like Johnny calls everything an aerial shot. I was like, I'll throw one more into the pile just to, just to trigger that one guy. One guy was mad about it on Reddit, so I'm just gonna, actually do it now to properly annoy him. Okay, no boost grab for Sharrieff. Not the best first touch though by Flakes, and he is not able to get enough power on his follow-up to really put Sharrieff under pressure. In fact, Flakes has fallen apart here. That's another free goal for Sharrieff. And with a 3-goal lead, I don't think Flakes can come back here. Even with a kickoff goal, it's going to be not enough time. Wow. Who would have expected this? I mean, the disrespect that Flakes showed earlier in the match, probably something he's regretting right now. The mind game on 0-0 worked out, but that was a massive risk that Flakes took. Later on, he's 4-1 ahead. I'm pretty sure he had an open net. He decided to try and play a ceiling shot route for no reason. Well, just of course to make it more interesting, I guess. And that didn't work out. So now, Sharrieff has a chance to beat Flakes on the US East server. We finish off on US East. Flakes had the advantage of starting off 2 games in a row on his home server. Now we have 3 on Sharrieff's. Remember, both these guys are streaming this as well. There's plenty of perspectives to watch. I remind you guys, Flakes has beaten Kernovi twice on USC's server very recently in the 4. He has beaten First Killer, I believe. Was that one twice or was it just once? He definitely beat First Killer at least once on USC's server. So Sharrieff can beat him 3 times in a row on USC's server. I would certainly be surprised, but it hasn't happened yet. And the mind game by Flakes, combined with cheeky catch at the ground level, opens the scoring for himself. Sharrieff is never somebody that you want to give free goals to, though, because he's one of those guys who's so driven by momentum. When he gets a goal, he starts to play so much more confidently, so much more aggressively, and when he gets scored on, he can sometimes get quiet. So giving away free goals against him, not a good idea. Giving him free goals, definitely not a good idea as well. Like, even more so than your regular 1v1 match. Well, let's see what Flakes can do here. If anybody can just clutch up, just play solid for one match, make sure not to get upset, it is this guy. And surely he'll have the ability to do so now that he's got a 1-goal lead and a boost advantage. Yeah, scoreboard. Thanks for reminding me, guys. John Kangas, thanks for the 4-month Prime sub. Also 3-month Prime from Kieran Dixon. Welcome back to you as well. Really appreciate all the support today, guys. Sharrieff testing Flakes' goalkeeping capabilities, and that's actually a boost steal from Sharrieff. Barely, but still gets it under control. Backflip flick off target, thanks to Flakes' touch. Still, Sharrieff keeping Flakes back, and he's going to continue to test him from close range. Mind game from Sharrieff this time. Pops it over Flakes, but Flakes gets a key bump onto Sharrieff, and now he's faked to clear just to take the ball out of control. Same thing again to grab boost. Mind games from Flakes in defense. Sharrieff moves in. He sensed weakness, but there's no weakness in that 50-50. Flakes still using his dodges to secure boost very well, but what he hasn't done is secure the ball particularly well. Sharrieff, with a light touch and an immediate recovery, ties up the game. What an interesting series we have here. Did not expect this result myself, not gonna lie. Especially with the match starting on EU. I thought maybe if we started on US East, Sharrieff could get a couple games and then steal one on EU. But this is absolutely the opposite of what I expected to happen when we start on EU server. Just for reference, there has seemingly been almost no advantage, you know, between players who are playing cross server in the 4, because this is the format that we use for the 4, 2 matches on one server, 3 on the other. There is seemingly no advantage, at least statistically, for players in either position. It was a very, very back and forth matchup. And this one, I mean, very much looks the same. This could go either way. Half the game gone, Flakes ahead by 1. Sharrieff on the ball. Not many options. He's going to opt for another mind game, and it's going to work out. Wow. Of all the people to score multiple mind games on in one series, you would never expect Flakes to be one of them. This is one of his strengths usually. Just making sure to play the ball in defense. It just hasn't worked out for him against Sharrieff there. But he has managed to stay ahead thanks to that kickoff goal. Ezio, that you back from Montreal? Pretty jet lagged. I got pretty jet lagged as well, but not too much. Not as bad as after Beyond the Summit. So hopefully we'll be back in form tomorrow. I can do some replay reviews as well as some more regular content. You thought Sharrieff got bumped? Yeah, sometimes I change the camera and it just looks like the same player, because the perspective just blends so perfectly. Sharrieff still playing quite a straight up game in offense, and without the mind game that he managed to pull off earlier on, hasn't worked out too well for him. I would love to see those winding approaches make a comeback. He was having success with them earlier on. Now here is one. Flakes gets it shut down before the ball is too close to danger, and that dodge from Sharrieff is going to lead into a pretty poor recovery. Flakes under control with under 2 minutes remaining now, and surely this is going to be dangerous. No, actually Flakes misses the ball. Sharrieff cutting in field. Quick shot on target, but Flakes with a good save. Now we're inside the final 90 seconds. Sharrieff has made comebacks like this from way shorter times before, and he won't need to make a crazy comeback now because his flick squeezes past Flakes. That was pretty close. In fact, I think Flakes would have had that if he dodged the other way. I'm not sure why he dodged to the right. Minute and 21. Looks like Flakes will be making the first play after the kickoff, and the first play is a demo. He's got an open net. Power slide looks on point. But Sharrieff gets there, and he's recovered well. Sharrieff tries for the open net, but Flakes will get there in time. And now that's more boost secured for Flakes. None for Sharrieff. As we go inside the final minute, Flakes leads by 2. It's been a much harder series to close out than I'm sure he expected. Well, to be honest, I'm not sure what he was expecting from this one. But based on his recent matches against North American opponents, and if he knows anything about where Sharrieff ranks in North America, I think Flakes would have been pretty confident in this one, because I would certainly put First Killer higher than Sharrieff in the power rankings, and Flakes has beaten him. But this is a much more organized and a much more consistent Sharrieff than we're used to seeing. Well, I say that sometimes he shows up and he plays like this, other times he shows up and he plays a little bit more crazy. But he's got to get another goal or Flakes is going to be taking this one, and that boost steal is not well timed. Flakes up by 2, 30 seconds left. Sharrieff's only got himself to blame for that one. Yolingo12, thanks to the 2-month Twitch Prime. Welcome back. Really appreciate that, man. Let's see if Sharrieff can find his way back into controlling position. Flakes actually getting a knockback here from Sharrieff, who will almost certainly stay on this ball. He does not know the strategy back down when you need to make a comeback. He will absolutely go for something here. Oh, but that touch just won't do it. I think Sharrieff had an opening there. Had he got a better first touch on the ball, but it fell short, and that will take away any opportunity he has for scoring on the counter. So Flakes will take it in 5 games. Great series here from these two. Very interesting. You know, as we got towards the end of the series, it was becoming apparent that Flakes was just trying to focus that little bit harder than he did in game 4. No attempted stealing shots in an open net. No, well, it wasn't open when he got there, but it was when he started. No mind games at 0-0. When Flakes put on the try-hard pants, he was able to get the job done. Hey, Sharrieff's looking good. I'm glad to see Sharrieff back in action. Really exciting to see more of him as well in the future.